It's essentially jobs to be done is, I think it's Bob Moster that invented it, but it's basically a framework of how is your prospect getting a certain task or job done today, and what is the thing that's getting in their way or the tipping point of when they realize that how they're doing this process today isn't perhaps as good as it could be, or they've met a frustration that's a bump in the road where they realize there's actually a better way that I could be doing this. It's maybe in business sense, it's costing me a bit of revenue, it's costing me overheads, we're costing time, we're losing resources, whatever that could be from a business perspective. But let me give you a kind of tangible example. So one I used on a post I did on LinkedIn the other day could be, let's say, maybe you've got an outsourced sales team, you've got a BDR team or your SDR team, and maybe they haven't realized yet that the power dialers exist. So they're using their mobile phones, they're searching for contact records, and they're thinking, this is a really slow, cumbersome process. I'm trying to get all these contact details. Each one I've got to manually dial. So they maybe think this has got to the point where it's costing us time. We're not hitting our numbers. We're not having enough qualified conversations. There must be a better way. So in that case, they might search for Google for something like how to dial mobile number, or how to dial numbers quicker with my mobile, or something like that. How to have more qualified conversations with my mobile or cell phones. They search that, your article comes up, and it says, what you can do is you can buy a list from a data provider, etc. But this is how our solution's placed to fix that. We actually offer something called Power Dialer. This is where you can connect to the Power Dialer, chuck in your CSV file full of 1,000 records, and you can dial 300 numbers in an hour. So what I'm saying is jobs to be done is all about someone gets a process done a certain way today. They reach a tipping point where it becomes frustrating. It stops them from making progress. And that's when they realize that they need to find out a solution. And that tipping point could be anything. It could be hemorrhaging revenue. It could be they're just getting frustrated at work. It could be their job's on the line. It could be their staff's on the line, whatever. And that's where customer interviews come into play, because you need to speak to target prospects, existing customers you've recently sold to or onboarded, and understand why it was that they chose you, or what terrible thing happened at that tipping point where they realized, I can't continue as I am. I need to do something about this. And that's why they chose you. So understanding kind of those juicy frustrations, those juicy problems in your client's world, and realizing what that tipping point is, or where they stop making progress. If you can nail, that's super useful when it comes to creating not just blog articles or website pages, but content in general, because leveraging juicy problems like that is super impactful, because problems resonate so much more than features or benefits. People hate to have negative things happen to them. It makes them anxious. So if you can resonate with those anxious feelings and say, look, in my case, kind of juicy problems are you tired of seeing competitors ahead of you in organic search stealing traffic and inbound opportunity, or you're frustrated that your website is failing to generate a steady flow of qualified leads. If you know those problems inside out, you can leverage them on your ads, website copy, blog articles, and address your offer as the solution to fix those kind of bleeding neck problems. That's where job to be done kind of works really well.